Hello builders, parents, and collectors. Welcome to the Creation Evaluation Station. On this episode, I will be evaluating this big boy. It is the Catamaran Sea Battle, the fourth and final set in the Island Wave. And so far, they've all been amazing. But before I get any further, I'll just let new viewers know that I do in-depth reviews of models and construction kits, both new and old, mostly Lego, but other products as well. I also do reviews and discussions of other creative works such as movies, video games, and animation. Because these are in-depth reviews, they can be on the long side, so make sure you're using the timestamps here on the bottom or in the description. That will let you jump around to either your favorite parts or use as bookmarks for a later date. So, let's take a closer look at that box. Fortunately, I got mine in the mail, and it's got a bit of a boo-boo here in the corner, but still looks pretty nice. Get those lovely boats. This is the back of the box. And move into the details. Set number 71748. It's for ages 9 and up and has 780 pieces. And it did retail, past tense, for $69.99 on the Lego website, but is no longer available there. It's been discontinued as of the end of 2022. It was released in March of 2021, so it's had a good long run time. You can probably still find them in some stores if you look hard enough, maybe even on clearance prices, if you're lucky. Though, definitely, if you do see them and you want them, I pick them up because they're going to go fast. Got those scalpers out there, always buying them and selling them for way too much afterwards. But yeah, so beautiful artwork on this box, just saying. Anyways, I'm really excited to put it together. Let's go open her up, see what's inside. Here we have the contents of the box, and to start it off with, we've got instruction booklets here. There's two of them, two different sizes. Kind of interesting. They must have one for the smaller ship and one for the bigger ship. And then we have quite a few stickers here. I won't be putting these on like I usually do, at least not for the review. I might end up putting them on in the end, just because this is a beautiful set, and the boats, I probably won't break them down, but I might put the stickers on. I don't know. Jury's out on that one, but here we have bag 1, bag 2, bag 3, bag 4, bag 5, bag 6. But wait, and there's more. There's also our sail pieces here. Is there 2 in there? Just, oh, there's a cape in there as well. So there's 1, 2 sails, and then the cape, instead of putting it in a box. That's interesting. Yeah, let's open these up and see what's in each one. Here we have our first bag, and it's a big enough set that there's a brick separator in it. And please excuse the, I don't know if it'll pick up, but the low humming sound. There are people out using snow blowers still, cleaning up things, even though the worst of it's through us and stuff. But we got a lot of different pieces here. This is definitely going to be interesting how they build these catamarans and stuff. I'm not even sure what to expect in pieces. We got Jay and Kai in here, and the MacGuffin is over there in the corner. One for them. I think there's only one. Oh, that's what I'm confused about. But that's that. Let's move on to the next. Here we have the contents of bag 2. More red pieces, so we're still dealing with Kai's catamaran. Got some bolts here, and the shooters are over there. So I see 2 of them, so we'll probably have 1 extra bolt. Always good to have extra ones of those in case you lose them. Got some gold pieces, weapon pieces, including these dragon hilts. I love the dragon hilts. I wish I could get more in the white color that is usually in the Monkey Kid sets. We got a lot of these 1x2 with a pinhole pin slot at the bottom in it. Not sure why. We'll find out when we put it together. But yeah, that's bag 2. Here we have bag 3, and we're moving on from Kai's Catamaran to the Islanders, and we've got some interesting pieces in here I haven't seen in a while. I don't know where I've seen these before. I have seen them before, but we got some bolt haul pieces, which is not surprising. Some bunch of Technic pieces, and we've got pins to go with them as well. We got one of our islands here, and a whole bunch of purple, transparent purple electric bolts. A lot of them. I have no idea why there's so many, but we'll find out. I guess a lot of long plates and long tiles here. Probably to go along with these rail pieces, essentially what they are. There's the pins. We also have some teal Technic pieces, which I haven't seen teal Technic pieces in forever, probably back in Bionicle days and stuff like that. Yeah. A lot of these round ones, probably going on the bottom of the ship, makes sense. Since it doesn't have wheels or anything. I don't think. Maybe it has some kind of wheel system underneath. But we'll find out. Here we have bag 4, and we definitely got some interesting colored pieces here again. Bright blue, white stuff. Oh, and we got these cool sword pieces in white. I don't know if I've seen them in this color before. It's always fun to see those in different colors. We got even got yellow in here. Well, that's a more orangish yellow color. We got some tooth pieces, some claw pieces. We have Zane in here. Yeah, a lot of different variety of stuff in here. Here we have the 5th bag. We got one more to go after this. Got a bunch of teal pieces. Got some interesting scaffolding pieces, I suppose, and a interesting large canopy piece, I guess you'd call it. We have some more bolt shoulders, only this time we have purple bolts for it, which makes sense for the Islanders. We have one really long Technic rod, which you don't see too many of them in a Lego set. You see them more in Technic sets. We got some ball joints for them as well. Some other teal pieces, including this one, which is definitely a unique color for that. I've seen the tail fins in green before. Got some more lightning bolts. Our last Islander, the Chieftain, I believe that's who that is. This is the second set we've seen him in. I think there's at least 2 of almost every character in this whole wave of the Islander guys anyways, except for the 2-headed guy. Got some more pins and stuff in here, and that's not surprising with some of the other pieces in here. And that's it. We got one more to go. Here we are at the final and last bag. We have a lot of boat pieces, both the noses and the midsections. Bunch of wood pieces and other colors to go along, or other pieces in the same color to go along with that. We have these axle pieces. I don't know what they're going to be used for, but we'll find out. Bunch of the aqua green colors, some stud shooters, some barrels. We have absolute ton of claw pieces, the large ones. We got, oh, I said it was the last Islander last time. I guess I was wrong. I miscounted. This has the last Islander. They really spread them out this time. We got some energy bolts in purple, and also purple studs, probably for the stud shooter. I'm just guessing here. We also got some of these claw pieces as well. A lot of small pieces in this, but you know, I think we're finishing off the details, although there's still some big stuff to build. But let's go finish it up. Here we have the leftover parts, and we have the usual suspects, pins and dots and masks and things, and we also have weapons as well. Some of the golden pieces are in here. We also got an extra katana. We also have some of those purple gems, or well, one of those purple gems, I should say. Some claws and things. So some nice pieces overall. And then your typical small little kibble. We also have a brick separator. If you haven't got one of these yet, this must be the first set you've seen it in, but I've seen plenty of them. We've got some extra ammo over here, both for the good guys and the bad guys bolt launchers, and for the bad guys stud shooters as well. So, typical set. This is our first half of cast of characters. There's a total of 6 figures in here, and I really don't have room for all 6, so I thought I'd divide it up into 2, the good guys and the bad guys. So these are all our ninjas, and for those who may still not yet know who these guys are, we have Jay, Kai, and Zane. And they got quite a bit of paraphernalia. Got the cool weapons that they're using for this islands theme, which has a lot of these golden machete pieces. The only one that doesn't is Zane. He's got this bow and arrow, which I like the bow and arrow. It's definitely different. It definitely doesn't have any golden machetes attached to it. And then Jay here has the MacGuffin for the season that everybody's after. Now, we're going to strip them down and look at their prints a little bit closer without all their accessories on them. And we're going to be doing this twice with the bad guys as well, so stay tuned for that as well. We've got them stripped down now to their bare uniforms. Got all their grumpy faces here, and looking at the prints, they got a little bit of metallic on each one, although Zane's got more, which kind of makes sense considering he's a droid robot, but not looking too bad. I mean, they toned down the metallics on this way, which is okay considering they're going for a jungle look, so that's nothing to snarf at there. Snarf at, but they still got a lot of detail in there, just in that kind of monochrome color. Zane's actually got a little bit more color in him with that light blue belt and stuff in there. Definitely, he seems to have almost total different printing than the other ones. Kind of interesting. And he's got a lot of his chest bare. That's really what that's supposed to be. Quite different. So, turning them around, checking out their backs. Zane does not have a second face with his flat top hairpiece. It would not be disguised. So he's only got his gritty face. The other two, though, are much more goofier looking, happier faces than the front. The backs look just about as good. I don't know if it's an issue or me or what, but you can see how Jay here has got nice metallic gold on his symbol there, but Jay's is not. It's a muted, just colored. I wonder if that's an error or something. You can probably see it with me bouncing it back there in the light, that it's quite a bit different. Now Zane doesn't even have a symbol on his back, which is maybe a little bit disappointing, but it matches the front where he's got his half off. Not sure what's the story behind him, why his pattern is so much more different than the other ones. But yeah, they're not bad looking figures. Just kind of some curiosities in there. Like the back here has got plenty of the detail. It's missing that metallic ink on there. I don't know if it's because they put the strap over there like, well, we can't because we did that. I don't know, but then there's other metallic print on Jay's or on Kai's that's also missing here. The right by the neck and the sides there. So I don't know. Wonder if that's a fluke. Could be. Let me introduce you to the bad guys. For starters, we have a Thunder Keeper. Then we have the Rumble Keeper. And then we have Chief Mometus. Mometus. I'm not quite sure how that's pronounced, but it sounds about right. There's a double M in there. Yeah, here are our bad guys for this set. All King Purple, which is apparently their color, especially with their magic that uses purple energy. And yeah, we've got the guy with this really nice mask, and then we got this other guy with this really nice shield, and we got the chieftain here with his awesome helmet, his epic cape blowing in the wind, and his little lightning stuff. It's kind of cool. But we're going to be taking all these accessories off so we can look at their prints a little bit better. Now I'm pretty sure we've seen all of these characters in other sets. Same exact arrangement too, I think, but I'm not sure about them. But yeah, we'll take off their gear and look at them here. Here are the bad guys all stripped down of their accessories, and at first glance they all look the same, but they aren't. These two bodies are the same, but if you look close, this is the chieftain, and he is definitely a little bit fancier. He's got metallic print on him, which the others do not. And he's got that awesome belt buckle, or belt. So, I don't know, maybe he's a wrestler on his side job and has won the world championship or something. But yeah, that's quite the big belt there. He's definitely the chief. But the faces are different, and we're going to flip around here and notice even more of the differences. These two are not actually just reversed faces, because we flip them over, voila, you notice that they don't have double faces, they only have single faces. And one has a white back, one has a black back. But the chieftain, on the other hand, has an even angrier face, for whatever. I guess they didn't have much choice in faces for these guys. And once again, you'll notice the backs are similar, but definitely the chieftain is different with the gold print, and his legs have a different color in the crotch region, the hips, the belt, whatever you want to call it. These have kind of a I don't know, a sand gray color. Not sure what you want to call it. Well, this is much brighter, maybe even supposed to be like a goldish color to match the gold printing on him. Yeah, there they are. There's not too much else to say about them. It's interesting, their purple skin, which I think, like I said, is related to their magic that they're using. So these guys are definitely cool. Kind of scary looking. Rawr. So we have everything put together here, and overall it looks very impressive from the distance, and I am happy with the appearance for the most part. There are a few too many stickers in here, although for the most part I don't really think they need them. Like, there's stickers that go on this set, I don't think it really needs them at all. I think it looks good without them. It would look good with them as well. They're pretty cool stickers, but they look fine without it. This, on the other hand, really think that they needed a sticker here, because it's supposed to look kind of like some kind of weird whale, shark, or something, like some kind of sea creature. We are going to break these down and closer look at them. I've already looked at the figures, so I'll probably be pulling them off left and right. So first, let's start off with the ninjas' vehicles. Now, they call this Catamaran Sea Battle, and I guess this is a catamaran, But this really isn't a catamaran. They put the sail on there, making it look like one, but you pop that sail off, that's a speedboat. I'm sorry. Yep, that's fine. Ninjas can pop off. Although, I want him on there for a moment. But yeah, that's pretty much a speedboat. And they stuck a sail on there, which the sail looks nice. It actually doesn't make sense if you think about it being more of a speedboat. The sail would probably actually slow it down, depending on which way the wind's blowing. But it's pretty cool looking. And yes, the sail does give it kind of an overall appeal to the whole set, and even this whole wave entirely. A lot of the vehicles have some kind of sail or something on. I'm going to take it off for now because you can see this a lot better. And yeah, speedboat. See, they even got like little engines shooting off the back. Now it doesn't do too much. It's got bolt launchers, not boat launchers, on both sides, and they shoot really well. We're not going to load them up and fire them because they will take off, and I won't lose them. I finally found the one that went under the stove the other day, but I don't want to do that anymore. But it's got a little nice built-in switch where it can go into hyper mode, and you just press down on this back part, which is perfect place for it, and it opens up like that. You can close it back up like that, this as well. I don't know which one you would consider hyper mode. I think it would be more streamlined if it was closed up. And it doesn't have a big range, although, well, yeah, I thought it was pulling on something there, catching on something, but these wings here are catching. But there you go. Good view of that. I think that's pretty neat. Nice transformative ability. And even though it's basically a one-seater, there are places you can put some others. As you saw, I had some figures other places, which is something I want to talk about, but I'll save that for the final evaluation. But yeah, pretty neat. Looking on the other side here, we've got some nice round pieces on the bottom all over this, so you can have it, you know, go across your carpet or a nice flat surface, and without causing too much friction, even though it doesn't have wheels. So it's a pretty nice looking vehicle, and despite the silly sail, the sail still looks nice on it, and it is on a click hinge, so you can change the angle of it depending on how you want it to look. I mean, I would say looking back like that makes it look even more faster, you know. It's got a sleeker profile than this. But if you want a more traditional maybe sail, you have it up like that. Now Zane, why do I keep saying Zane? I think I'm in love with Zane. But anyways, Jay here sits on here not bad, even with his equipment. I pull his sword out just a little bit, so it's not rubbing on things, but he sits okay in there. There are no places for his gear, so being able to hold on to it while it's in there is always nice, even though it doesn't look like he's actually driving the vehicle. But it's nice for storage. Let's see. I saw both sides, underside, backside. Said there's not too much going on there. Look down the front, you got these nice curves, and the barrels armed and ready to go. Well, not armed really, but still, they're at the ready. Okay, now moving over here onto the bad guy's vehicle, which I definitely think this is more of a catamaran. I think I said it right then. For starters, let's start with this sail. Now, this sail is much more appropriate on this vehicle. It definitely looks more like a catamaran. It's not some kind of speedboat. It's on a ball joint, which nice because you don't have just the up and down like you do with the Ninja's vehicles. You can also move it side to side and treat it more like a regular sail. And it's got a nice little gimmick here. Well, I say it's nice. I'm not exactly thrilled with it, but yeah, I guess it's kind of most sort of supposed to be like a ramming type thing, where you ram into somebody else's boat, and then these come out like this, and they definitely look as jagged and dangerous. And you can pull them back like that, and they don't work extremely well. There's a little bit of friction in there, something catches and it doesn't like to move. But this right back here is the switch, goes like that, and there are little clips here that they clip onto, so when you pull it back it's a little bit tougher to move, but that's done so that you can keep it out like this, and these aren't gonna slide in easily. And also it has bolt shooters here on the side of the main vehicle, and I say main because this splits up into 3, but we'll look at that in a moment here. And you see there's another shooter here on this side. It's a nice wooden looking craft, which kind of what you expect. I think this wave came out after the Moana movie came out, or at the same time, around the same time, because Lego was doing that, and I think Ninjago was kind of inspired by that. I think that's cool. They, obviously aren't the same. These aren't the same or anything, but they were inspired by that kind of aesthetic and those boats that they went on in the ocean with. And brings me with one disappointment with this, which I will talk about in the final evaluation, because it's not too important here. Yeah, so, well, let's actually we got the shooters here, you got the jaws that shoot out, posable thing, you got a nice big seat in here for the chieftain to sit in, or whoever you want to put in there. It's got 3 studs. You could almost shove a third guy in there, you stand him up or something. But let's see, one of the other features of this is that this thing splits up 3 separate vehicles. The two side ones come off. Oh, and these wings are supposed to fold down. It's more of just how they have the appearance. So you get these other 2 sides. Now these are not symmetrical. They're different in each one. I have both of them lined up in this. The bad guys lined up here, and that's just because of the scene I was trying to show off. Because if you have one guy on the other side, you really can't see him with a big sail in the way. So I wanted to show off everybody in the scene. Let's pull them off for a moment. The actual seat for the vehicle is supposed to be back here. There's also a place to stand here where you can grip onto their legs, straddle this piece, and they can sit here. And then we have this kind of claw thing that opens up. I think it's supposed to be able to capture somebody. In fact, maybe that's why. Yeah, just realized that's can have somebody sitting in there with their feet like this, and then have them captured. Haha! You are captured. Mine now. And there's some more studs up here. I guess there's a few more studs in here than I thought there was. Now the other little side skiff, has got these barrels in it. Can pop out. You could, put more, have somebody sit in there as well. And these contain the purple jewels. There's 1 in each barrel, and they stack on top of each other. I don't know if they're delivering them to another island or using them just for storage. But also, on top of here, we have some stud shooters as well. And then, like I said, the seat for this is really in the back. It's supposed to be kind of a small skiff. Goes across the water. But yeah, that's it for that. We kind of looked at the main vehicle, but we can look at it again without all the other stuff on there. Oh, and you also have these spinning, I guess they don't spin, spinning lightning bolts, which I guess are potentially powering it, I suppose, even though a catamaran is not supposed to be powered by anything but the sail. I think that is it. We are going to head to the desk. Oh, underside, yep. We got more nice, smooth, round studless bottom pieces, so you can, you know, brush this across your carpet or a smooth wooden surface. Or now the small ships unfortunately don't, but they aren't as big. They don't have as much weight, and when they attach on here, they're actually up off the water, or water, the surface, whatever you want to call it, a little bit more. So, and you can the connectors are on both sides, so you can, you know, have set up either or way. I think this is the same exact way as I had it set up. But yeah, you could have either one on either side. I would have liked to maybe seen them connect together so you could form two vehicles, one a little bit bigger than the single skiff, but this is fine as well. So let's head back to the desk and give this final evaluation. We're back at the desk, give this a final eval. You can see me through the sails here. My overall thoughts, I am slightly disappointed with this set. I still like it though. We'll just say that, move on to the evaluation, because I'll be explaining some of my feelings there. So as far as appearance, for the most part, this looks great, even without stickers. I mentioned it a little bit more in my review, but I believe that this should have been a print. But other than that, it looks really nice. I mean, this has supposed to have a bunch of stickers on it. I think it looks fine without them. The sails really give it a nice kick. And I'm probably showing you the wrong sides here, at least on that one. But that is one problem with the sails, is they are really one-sided. And these are a cloth sail, something I don't know if I mentioned earlier. A really stiff cloth, but it's a cloth sail. I think that it would actually work better vinyl, simply because the light would pass through and you'd get more of the image on the other side. But they still look great. The prints are amazing on these sails. Look awesome. And this has even got, you know, printouts or cut out little holes in this, cut out to, you know, give a weathered appearance to the sail, which that's really nice detail. And the overall build, the way they're designed, they look great. It's a rudder tail thing, likes to move around a lot, but that's okay. That's you know, part of it. It's part of the steering. And the figures all look good. There was some weird stuff going on with the J figure where I think there should have been some more metallic paint on it than there was. It was a bit unusual. I still gave appearance a 10 despite some of the lesser issues with that. I mean, I think the biggest issue is this should have really been a print and not stickers. Moving on to functions, I really like the function for the speedboat. It's really cool, even though it doesn't need this sail. The functions over here, I'm not the thrilled over the teeth jutting out or blades, whatever they're supposed to be. What would have been more interesting was maybe have them part of the sail and then they drop down so that they extend out on the boat and like hook onto another ship so you can bring them in. You know, it's got bolt shooters that work fine, stud shooters that work fine. It's got a nice little kind of jail over there, capture facility. There's not a lot of features, but what is here that works okay. Like I said, I'm not thrilled with this. I'm most thrilled with what it does. And despite this being really good, and I'm really happy with the featured function on this one, this one not so much. And I ended up giving it a 9. not terrible, but could have been something different that they did with it. Or not do anything at all, and I'll talk about that here in a moment, with fun. Overall, it's a great set. These guys are a little bit bigger ship, but we have an even number of characters and, you know, kind of vessels for both. There's equal good guys, bad guys. You got plenty of stuff here to work with to have a good story. The sets were kind of fun to build together to see how they came together. There is just one issue I have, and it's almost a non-issue. I did take a point off for it though, but this ship is a really big ship. And we got 3 characters, and there's spaces for those 3 characters. But I feel like they should have left a lot more space on this for figures. Because if you think about it, and I'm going to compare this to Moana, but the boats, there are a lot of space for a lot of people. You even saw that in the movie, the larger boats, there were a lot of people on them. And I feel like they should have left more blank space, more studs exposed on this, which there really are not a lot of studs exposed on the main ship to do anything with. You got some cool grid looking pattern, but no studs to place anybody's feet. There's a couple other spots on the little side builds, but even those are small skiffs. You break them off. You don't want too many characters on them, or you might swamp the boats. I feel like they could have done that, and I say it's almost a non-issue because it's not an issue within the set. With the 3 figures that come with the set, it's fine. But if you add, you know, your figures from the other set, there's so much more you could do with that. Something similar could be said with this, but I'll give this more leeway since this really isn't a catamaran like these. This is much more a speedboat. That aside, Lego needs to do this more. Is have connectivity to their other sets. They don't need to make it a mandatory thing, but if they have it there, can do it. They used to do this a lot with the old castle theme. But yeah, interactivity with other sets is a good thing. And it shouldn't be made the focus of the set, but have the ability there. And that's where I think this is lacking. It could just simply have more exposed studs, so you could have more, especially like this back tail. I know they wanted to make this look nice, and they did. They made this thing look really nice. They're smooth. There's not a lot of studs exposed, which does give it a nicer appeal. But for, you know, adding more play value, having studs on a larger vehicle for figures to walk around on and stand on is great. I ended up giving Fun a 9. Yes, I did take a point off for not using some potential here. We'll say that. And as far as techniques, now, I mentioned I'm not fond of the function here, but the techniques they went to go to create this are good. I approve. I just don't think they achieved quite the effect that they wanted to, or it works a little janky. Now this thing works great, and I like the technique involved with that as well. And like I said, it's more of a problem with the function than the actual techniques design that they used in the design for this. And then there's just the overall aesthetic that, yes, they use techniques to build these ships into these catamaran type vehicle boats. So I ended up giving technique a 10, and I think it deserves that. There's potential here. My problems with it are not like deal-breaking whatsoever, and I think it's going to come out to a decent score. So let's see. You add it all up, you get a 38. You divide by 4, and you get a 9.5. So yeah, that's not a bad score at all. Moving on to the price grade. So you do the math. You take, what was it? It was a $69.99 set, so almost $70. You divide that by 780 pieces, and you get 8 cents per piece. It's almost 9, but we're just chopping off the end. We're not rounding. So 8 cents per piece, which is less than 10% standard. Now, I need to mention this more often, but this price per piece value is only a starting point when I create this grade. It's just a starting point. So yeah, this is an overall good set. That's a really great price. And, you know, as far as the parts, you got a good balance of small and large parts here. And some of the more expensive stuff, like, I'm pretty sure these sales definitely are. And I gave it a G for good. It's not a bad set. Not an amazing set, even though, you know, the parts per price ratio, oh, it's 2 cents below price. That's pretty good deal, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it's okay. Also based on the set. So that brings our final eval score to a 9.5 G. This is overall a good set. I don't think it's quite as high quality as the other 3 in the wave. This is the last set in the wave, and we are going to be doing a top 10 sorta countdown. Obviously, it's only going to be top 4, but it's top 10 because that's the series name. Giving my overall thoughts and giving a countdown of what I think of the set. But that's it for this set, and that's for another video. So let me know down in the comments what you guys think of this set. You know, do you agree with my thoughts and whatnot? And it's okay to disagree. Let's chat about it. That's what the comment section's for. And let me know what you guys think down there. Make sure if you haven't subscribed that you do that. We've reached 200 subscribers. Yes! I don't know if I had by the beginning of this video, but we have by now. And moving on to our next score of 300. That aside, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and also I have links down in the description for Facebook and Twitter. You can follow me on there, and you will get notifications a lot faster than YouTube. And also, I have a Patreon you can check out. There's not really much there, but if you want to help the channel more directly, it's only $1 a month right now. I will make additional ones when I get to working on that a little bit more. I've got other things going on. I haven't touched that in a while. I hope I have everything actually working on there. Let me know if I don't, and put that in the comments or whatever. Yeah, that's it for me here. And oh, just where we're going to go from here. Little news blurb here. We're done with this. We will be moving on to the next wave that came before this, which I think was the role-playing kind of game. Series 1, but I'm not sure. I gotta double check. Memory's getting faulty. Seen so many Ninjago sets now. But before we actually move on to that, I'm also continuing the Monkey Kid sets. Got 1 or 2 more left of those to do. But besides that, we are going to do a few newer Ninjago sets. I don't have all of them or a lot of them. I have a couple. That and the 1 special Blacktron set. But we're going to be doing that before I start going back any further. So we're going to do that, do probably a week or 2, and do those up, and then move back to that next wave. So we're not done with Ninjago by far. Get done with Monkey Kid stuff. I'm going to add some more DC heroes and Marvel stuff. I have occasionally already done a Batman set here or there, but we'll be moving back in time that way. But first, we're going to stay here at the present and see some new sets. I will hopefully get a few more new sets along the way as well. They'll be showing up now and then, but nothing extremely planned right now. I don't have the funds to go ham and buy all the new stuff. At least not all in one go. We might still pick up some here and there. There's some sets I want, and there's some other sets I'm not too fond of and probably won't get to review. Anyways, that's it for news and for this video. Edwin signing off here at the Creation Evaluation Station, reminding you that creativity is key.